Good morning. Time to make the coffee. Today's flavor is chocolate raspberry Verissimo, my favorite. And I'm trying out my new mug that I got, a couple weeks ago, I guess it was. I'm not exactly sure. But anyway, today it's only 30 out right now. It's pretty chilly, but we're going to have a high of 45. So it is going to warm up a little bit. That's good. But I'm not planning on going anywhere today. In fact, I'm thinking about trying to have a pajama day. It's been a while. And I am really, really shocked out. But I'm so glad I found all the tiles that I needed. Plus a few extras because you never know. You might break one if you need to cut one. I'm not sure. It's a work in progress. But I do have to paint some of them black yet. I have to paint the back of the fireplace where the tile will live. I have to paint that black. But I'm in no hurry, so it'll be a project I'll get done over a few days. So this morning as I was laying in bed, because I like to answer some of my comments when I'm still in bed, and of course, my brain is always going about what can I create, what can I do differently, how can I make things easier and simpler. So I was thinking about what window treatments I can put up because I'm really tired of the ones I have. They are brown and sort of a goldish tan color, and they're nice, but they've been hanging there for years and years. So since I got the new bedspread a couple months ago and the new pink sheets, I was thinking about what can I use up that I already have, and also incorporate the new bedding and put something fresh and new on the windows that isn't going to cost an arm and a leg. So anyway, that's a big mug with little coffee. But that's okay. I've been thinking about my next project, and that'll be my bedroom. Because after the fireplace, the living room will be done. And I know I've said that like 10 times already, and I keep thinking of something else I want to do. But that's life. I don't think most of us don't find the perfect thing. You're on a quest to find what makes you happy and comfortable. And at least I find that to be true. All right, let's give the coffee a taste. Such a pretty cup. The only thing I don't like about these really, really fancy cups is they have the gold on them, and you can't microwave them. And I microwave my coffee all the time. But anyway, cheers. That's very good. So I have, I think, 3 other cups like this with the gold on it. And those are really nice cups if you like to display your cups. But mine are all in the cupboard. So I rearranged my coffee bar once again. Put my dog over there. And this cup over here. But I think I want to, when I'm painting my fireplace, I'm going to paint this black too. So, although I could leave it the color it is because it kind of goes with this. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, my lemon tree that lives over there has lost almost all its leaves because of the light, the short days. But I noticed it's getting some new leaves. So hopefully, and that one huge lemon is still hanging in there. So I'm hoping it'll stay okay until the weather gets warm enough that I can put it back outside, because it did really, really well outside last year. And it has been living under a grow light. So anyway, all right, I'm going to drink my coffee before it gets cold. And then I'll have to either drink cold coffee or stick it in a different cup. All right, I will meet you at the budget book. All right, well, here's what's happening with my Meyer lemon tree. So most of the leaves now have fallen off, and I guess that's not unusual once you bring them inside. It's kind of like, I don't know, like the trees outside lose their leaves, but they aren't really deciduous trees, but one by one all the leaves are falling off. So I'm still keeping it watered, and it has this one huge lemon. Look at the size of that. And it's starting to turn yellow, so I don't want that to fall off. So I am keeping it watered, and it's still very viable. It's not dried up. So, and I noticed today it's getting new growth, which is a very good sign. So as soon as the weather breaks and it gets warmer, this guy will be going outside, and hopefully I'll get another year's growth out of it. But I do have to keep it small, because this is as big as the pot is going to get as far as I'm concerned, because I do need to bring it in the winter time. So I'll keep it trimmed back and try and make a miniature tree out of it. So don't necessarily give up on your Meyer lemon if you have one. Just give it periodic water in the winter. Don't overwater it, and give it a nice grow light. This has been under the grow light since I brought it in. So I think it'll be all right. It's a good sign that I'm getting new growth. Okay, here I am back at the budget book. So yesterday I did spend money. I get another X. You can tell where I was hunting for my tiles, because most of that is Dollar Tree. But there come times where you're doing a project, or you're, looking for something specific where you're going to end up spending every day. And on this budget book, I even get an X if I buy myself a cup of McDonald's coffee. That's just the way I do it. So anyway, I have 8 days of spending and only 5 days of not spending. So I have time to redeem myself the rest of the month. So we'll see how that goes. But when you're trying to fix up your house on the cheap, and that's just the way it goes. As you find bargains that will fit into your criteria of what you want to do with whatever it is you're redesigning, you pick it up. So sometimes you spend more days, and that's just the way it works for me. So, but track whatever you want. If coffee doesn't count for you, or see, for me, medical bills don't count on here, and home repairs don't count on here. Now, home repairs, in my mind, are different than redesigning something. The redesigning is more an option, and the home repairs is more a need, something that has to be done. So that's just, in my mind, the way I track it. So today I went garbage picking. It's garbage day, and my neighbors are throwing out these really beautiful little pine trees. They're in perfect condition. Nothing wrong with them, no dry leaves or needles on them or anything. So I just went over there and I dragged them over to my house, and those will be planted somewhere in the yard in the spring, because now I don't want to overplant again. I'm not going to do that because the whole point is to downsize my garden. But these 2 pine trees, I think, will lend some privacy, and also there's no reason to throw them out. So I went and rescued those. And I've garbage picked my neighbor's garbage before. When my one neighbor was moving, he was throwing out all kinds of furniture things, and so whatever I could use, and they were in beautiful condition, it wasn't junk, so whatever I could use, I just dragged it over here, and I'm using it. So anyway, don't be too proud to garbage pick your neighbor's garbage. If you're really feeling weird about it, you could do it stealthily under the cover of night, but I personally don't care. So that was a really happy find today. And I love pine trees. They're one of my favorite trees. So, okay, I'm going to try to do better, but my next redo will be my bedroom. And so I'm slowly starting to gather things up for that, because my bedroom windows, I got a price for that. That's going to be that and a special kitchen window. That's going to be $3,400 that I have to come up with. Now, I do have most of that money saved up, but I could go into my long-term savings and take out some of it. I don't know yet. But he has to order the windows, so I imagine it'll take probably a month to get the windows, but while I have everything off the windows up there, I want to redesign my curtains and all that stuff. So anyway, that's what I'm starting to do, gather things for my bedroom redo. So, all right, I'll be back. 101 Ways to Simplify Your Life by Candy Paul. Day 100. Be a creator, not a consumer. We are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them. Ephesians 2:10. God has placed you here on the earth at this time because you have a unique contribution to offer. Your choices are important. You put more of your energy into creating instead of consuming when you choose a simpler life. Rather than defining yourself by what you own, you define yourself by acts of mercy and kindness and by becoming the person God created. Live creatively by nurturing your gifts and talents. Instead of consuming the world's resources, seek to contribute to the good of all. Trust that God will guide you as you learn to reflect His creativity in your world. Nurture and encourage the creativity of the next generation by sharing a skill you have developed or by empathizing with their hopes and dreams. Well, I went garbage picking today. My neighbor over there was throwing out these 2 beautiful pine trees. I'm going to plant them in the yard. They were doomed to a life in the dump, and I will save them. All right, well, I thought we'd have our morning coffee together. Here we are. Cheers. Yummy. So I wanted to talk a little bit about 101 Ways to Simplify Your Life. Tomorrow is the last reading from this book. I got this on Amazon quite a while ago. Let me see. It's by Spirit Press. Doesn't really say the price. But anyway, it wasn't expensive. So if you really enjoyed the book, you can go ahead and order it yourself. It's by Candy Paul. And I know a lot of you did enjoy and even asked me to maybe repeat the whole book. Well, I'm not going to do that, but I did get a couple of books little books on Amazon that weren't real expensive, and I got these like a week or so ago. It was during one of my spend days. One of them is A Year of Positive Thinking by Cindy Spiegel. So I think it'll be good. It's got a lot of little short readings in it, so I'll pick readings from that. And it's got a lot of readings in it, so I haven't read the whole book, obviously, but I did look at some of the little readings, and I like it. The other book that I got, and because you only get a little sample of the book when you order online, I don't think this one will work as well unless I find some shorter. This is more like a book version, but The Coffee Self-Talk Daily Reader. So apparently this is a companion to the best-selling book Coffee Self-Talk. So I don't know. I'll read this one myself, and if I see any nice things of inspiration, I'll share those too. So, but I think for now I'm just going to do readings out of this book in no particular order. If I find something interesting, then that's what I'll read. And I'm not sure when I'm going to start this. I may give myself an interlude before I go right into this. So anyway, I have a lot of work to do with this fireplace because I have to take every one of these little doodads off the back, and it's stapled on there. So, and then I have to paint these and paint the background of the fireplace. So it's going to take me a while. But I like these little doodad things. I could even really use them as a bookmark if I wanted to. But I'll find a project to do with that. And then I showed you this yesterday, the Good Morning. I'm going to put that over on the doors of my coffee bar. So that should be fun. And I think I'm going to try and do it rather than with paint. I think I'm going to try and do it like with a magic marker. I'll give it a try. So lots of little projects coming up. And I was looking on Amazon this morning, and what I like to do, I have a ton of things in my wish list. As soon as I find something that might fit the criteria and the price is right, I either put it in my cart or I put it in the wish list, and then I move them back and forth as need be. But right now I have mini blinds on the window, on the two windows up there. And I don't want those anymore. I'm trying to get rid of the mini blinds because they're such dust catchers. So I'm thinking of going back maybe to either a roller shade, or they have those blinds that it's not really a Roman shade, but it has sections and it kind of folds up. So I'm thinking of going and doing those just for privacy. So, and then I'm debating whether I should go with like white lacy curtains or pink, like a blush pink lacy curtain. I think either one of them would look really nice. So I found a couple of those that I like that I have in my wish list, but I want to do a little bit more searching. Plus that I have some curtains that I just might be able to use rather than buying new ones. So that would be my first choice. All right, well, I don't know where I was, but anyway, I know where I'm going. Sometimes you don't remember where you were, but you do know where you're headed. So anyway, I just talked to my grandson and asked him if we can do my furnace room where I have food stored, and I still have a little bit of a mouse problem because my one repair guy was on vacation and he hasn't been able to do the strip at the bottom of the door in the garage. So, but what happened in the furnace room was I had a plastic storage rack, and it wasn't a real good one, and it kept leaning and leaning. Well, it finally fell over and everything fell off of there, and so you can't even really get into the room. And I had bought a metal one storage rack, so I want to put that up and switch some things around and put some of the food in buckets. So anyway, we'll probably do that Sunday, hopefully. I gotta start doing something with that basement food. Oh my, what's going on here? We've got the zoomies. Oh dear. Anyway, all right, you can zoom me quietly. Shh, I'm talking to the people. I don't know. There she is. I wish this phone flipped, but it doesn't. I have to stop the video and turn it around and then flip it. So anyway, that is my plan for the weekend. And I really have to concentrate on making some order. And that and the fireplace before I start my bedroom, which I have to do something with before the windows come. So lots of projects coming up, and I'm so glad the garden started. That's another project I have coming up is the winter sowing. That shouldn't take too long, since I'm not sowing nearly as much as I did last year. I'm thinking about lettuces and celery. That did well. Perpetual spinach, which is a chard. Some rainbow chard. What else? I don't know. Some herbs and some flowers. So I'm staying away from the brassicas. They're too hard for me to grow. You need more space for those. So, and of course peppers and tomatoes. I'll grow those too. So, but I think that's it. Just lots of greens and, you know, lots of salads. Oh, and cucumbers. I'll grow cucumbers too. And I like the Armenian cucumbers, the small ones. And I've grown those in the past and they did pretty well. So lots of projects going on. Plus that, I have my mom's stuff that I gotta deal with, which is fine. But sometimes little surprises come up with my mom that, you know, I really hadn't planned on, and she forgot to tell me. So, but it's a labor of love. What can I say? All right, well, I'll be back a little later. Right now, I'm just going to take a breath, because a lot of times when all these things are floating around in your head, I'm going to write it on paper, and I'm going to enjoy the rest of my coffee, which is cold now, but that's okay. There's only a couple sips left. And that's that. All right, I'll be back. Well, okay, I just talked to my window guy. He's coming over this afternoon to pick up a deposit. He ordered the windows. So the kitchen window right there is going to be $850, and the reason why is because I'm short and I can't open this window, and I love to have the kitchen window open. So they had to make a custom window where the top will be fixed and the bottom will be able to crank out that way. That way. This is confusing. That way. So that way I'll be able to get this back up here. That way I'll be able to use a crank to open that window. Plus the nice part of it will be when the window is open, it'll be open. Here's house, the window will be open this way. So if it's raining, it's not going to rain in the window. So, but anyway, so he said that the windows will be in the middle to the end of March. So that's perfect. That gives me a month to decide what I'm going to do with the windows. Maybe I can ask him to hang a blind for me. He's a really, really nice guy. And he's really cute too. But no. So I'm going to ask him if maybe he could hang whatever blind I decide I'm going to use. And then I'm just going to donate all the mini blinds. I'm thinking about donating my bicycle because I can't ride it anymore because of my hip replacement on the right side. I get on a bike on the right side, of course, and I can't lift my legs sideways high enough to get on the bike. Plus that, with the osteoporosis and all that, I'm afraid that if I took a tumble on the bike, like a certain person did that we know and don't necessarily love. Anyhow, okay, don't get in an uproar. If you like them, that's fine. That's your business. If you don't know who I'm talking about, that's your business too. But I'm worried about not being able to balance myself well enough that I won't fall and get hurt. So I do like to keep a very high safety awareness. I know what I can and can't do anymore, or what is a potential hazard to me. So I'm thinking about donating my bike. Nobody in the family wants it. They all have bikes. And it's a shame because it's a really nice bike. I could sell it on maybe Marketplace. Maybe I'll try that first. But I need to start getting some of the crap out of my garage. It's just awful. It's never been this bad. So anyway, and yes, the armoire is still out there. And I'm seriously thinking about using it instead of all the loose stuff I have here and there, like my my smoker and my things that I have for prepping, like my heaters, all those things. I'm thinking about moving the armoire somewhere where I can just store all that stuff in there rather than all over the place. And then I want to get my guy over when he does the garage door to keep the mice out. He knows that I also want some shelves put up. And that shouldn't, the whole enchilada there shouldn't cost me too much more than $100 and some. So I want to have that done too. And it's springtime and I need to fix my nest and I need to, you know, do the spring thing, get stuff out. So, well, it's not springtime yet, but spring will be in the air before we know it. So, all right, my friends, that's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. It helps my channel grow. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to share.